You want to swing wildly at the internet like you've got the new pill in your hand, but you keep getting dead battered. Find the movement you want with NordVPN. They are our protection against terrifying cyber threats and wide-battered geo-blocks. NordVPN will help you get through any rights restrictions so you can watch all the cricket you want. We aren't always happy with the wickets we're on. Sometimes we need a change. NordVPN can switch your virtual location so your IP address is ready to cash in. So if you need to get around the internet's rules, or I suppose in our case laws, select NordVPN. They can help you watch a game on a cheaper stream in another country. Give NordVPN the ball and let them penetrate all your vast internet issues. Because if you need a VPN, go Nord. Use nordvpn.com/Kimber to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan plus 4 additional months for free. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also receive a 20-gigabyte daily data voucher. The link is in the show notes. Protect your computer like a big hitter is coming for you at nordvpn.com/KIMBER right now. Thanks to NV Play for their in-depth performance analysis in this project. Discover more about their incredible tools and solutions on their website.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 43 of the Crickpicks podcast. I'm Behram Qazi, who you can find at DefBango on Twitter. And to my right is Estelle Vasudevan. You can find her at Estelle_Vasude, the number 1 on Twitter. Took me a while to get that one right. And of course, we've got Jarrod Kimber as well, who you can find literally everywhere, and you probably follow him already. And if you are new to the show, what we do over here is that we take any generic cricket category and we draft our top 5 for that particular category in a snake-style draft competition. So the pick order goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. And sometimes we draft teams of 12. And that's what we're going to do today as well. It's a really interesting topic. Jarrod is kind of the inspiration for it because very recently he came up to us in the Good Areas chat and he was like, guys, which teams from the past would you think could beat India currently at home? And then, you know, we were also making 11s of current players who could go and beat India at home. But this is a bit different. Over here, we are going to construct a team which can win a test series in India spanning from 2013 to present day. So players must have played in this particular era in order to get selected. They could be retired, for instance, right? And one other thing worth mentioning is that the specified timeline is consistent with India's unbeaten home run. So they lost a home series versus England at the end of 2012, which is why our timeline is 2013 to present day. And Estelle Vasudevan has picked number 1, which gives her PTSD at times. So I'm really interested to see this one.
This is so awesome.
No, I will go with the simple one to start things off. Nothing controversial. I'll go with Steve Smith at number 3. 300s in India during that period that you mentioned. So not too hard to, go with him.
So you're picking up him specifically to bat at number 3 then? Or 4?
I mean, I guess depending on who else we have, we can maybe switch things around. But
yeah. The order will be interesting, but Steve Smith averages north of 50 in India. And like Estelle mentioned, 3 tons and 805 runs. And he's someone who always kind of does well against India, whether it's home or away. So that's a very, very safe first pick. You've done well.
I'm surprised that you didn't pick
Michael Clark.
I was thinking Chandimal, but I suppose Michael Clark, he's in there as well.
If only Dilhara Fernando had played in this era, he would definitely make it as well.
Yeah, that's safe. I'll probably go safe as well, and I will say Jarrod, who I think averages slightly lower. Maybe it's got a couple poorer wickets, but if you add in his bowling, I think me and Estelle have basically taken the 2 obvious ones off the board straight away.
Yeah, I mean, I think Root still averages around 45 in India, and he's played a lot over there. Plus, I mean, currently there isn't a better batter in Test cricket, right? So I think those 2 are fairly safe, and we can figure out the order later because I had both of them as well in my perfect team, and I was like, how will we fit these guys in?
3 and 4 probably, right?
Yeah, probably. But there could be a situation in which we might have to move Root to 5 or one of these other guys. Not right now. I do have ideas though. I definitely have ideas. So I know, Jarrod, that left-handers are not a good idea to play India in India because Ashwin exists, right? But this opener that I'm just about to pick is a left-hander and averages 51.45 in India, and he's played Ashwin in India, right? He's got 1,235 runs in India with 500s, I feel like Alistair Cook needs to be on this team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, he probably didn't face this team at their peak, did he? But I think he's very underrated. And my memory, if I'm not wrong, is that he's a really good player against Ashwin specifically. So, I think, there's another left-hander that I think you could have a look at here as well. But I've got no problem with Alistair Cook in that position. The biggest issue at the moment is I think we've already made it really clear what the issue is going to be because we've picked 3 batters.
Yeah. Well, I will make that easy for you guys because for pick number 4, I am going for a seamer. And it's always tricky to pick seamers in India, especially if you want to beat them at home. But this guy has played 6 test matches over there. He's taken 26 wickets at 21.38, which is ridiculous if you think about it. His strike rate is also just 37. Dale Steyn. It's got to be in there. And I'm kind of happy now that I got picks 3 and 4 because this was easier than I thought.
Yeah, I would have gone Dale Steyn ahead of Alistair Cook, I think. Dale Steyn was going to be my next on my board. And let's be honest, it's not a big board.
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend like there's lots of names on the bowlers, but he was certainly very, very high up there. So yeah, I've got no issue with that. I think that's fair. How high was he up on yours, Estelle?
Yeah, I had him as well as one of the fast bowlers because he may not have the number of wickets that some of the other bowlers have, but he's still staying, right?
Yeah. I'll probably just go safe again and go Nathan Lyon next. He's been the best spinner of his generation that isn't Indian, I suppose. And my memory of Harath is that he struggled in India, whereas we have seen Lyon actually get good over there. And I think, I'm just having a look now, Lyon in this era has 56 wickets in India. Would you like to know how many the next highest person has?
Sure, go tell us.
It is 23.
Oh,
and it's Adil Rashid. Someone's been doing her research. And so it's shocking twice. The number's shocking and then the person is shocking, right? So it's
yeah.
The line just has Steyn and Lyon are just automatics, I think.
So I actually would challenge you over there, right? Lyon didn't make it to my perfect 12, and that's because Swanee was still playing and he won a test series in India, and Ajmal never got to play a test series in India. So those two could have been your off spinners.
Yeah, I've got no issue with that. I just think that we've seen Lyon be really good when India were really good, and we haven't. We saw Swanee go over. How many tests did Swanee end up playing? Because he doesn't take a lot of wickets, does he? What's he got?
I think he's averaging under 30.
Yeah, but how many wickets does Swan have? Because is it one series?
Yeah, it might just be one series actually.
Oh, also, when was it? I don't think Swan qualifies.
Oh, actually, he doesn't qualify because that ended in 2012. So your only other option was Ajmal, and Ajmal never played there.
Yeah, so Swan plays his last test in 13-14 in Australia, doesn't he? Maybe is it in Perth? He plays his last test. So he's still technically qualified at that point. But yeah, I think you're basing it all on one series, whereas I think with Lyon we have seen enough in multiple series. Syed Ajmal, I've got no issue with Syed Ajmal, but again, it's kind of like he's kind of coming to the end of his career at that same time, whereas Lyon's just taken 3 times as many wickets as anyone else. I think that's I'm happy with that, but we still might get one of the other two in as a second spinner. There's no obvious second spinner, no one's going Steve O'Keefe, are they?
Let's see what Estelle goes now. I'm really curious to see where she.
Now it's tricky, right? So I'm going with the other opener, as you mentioned, Behram. Left-handers are not such a great idea, but I just feel
Oh, sorry.
Usman Khawaja has got runs in the last series against India, and he's been on kind of a really good run, and that they've been at their best in the last couple of years, you have to say, right? So I feel like he'll be a good partner to Cook, even if it's 2 left-handers at the top.
Yeah. What did you think about Karunaratne?
He hasn't made big runs, right?
Not in India.
He's been no, he hasn't. There've been a couple of and funny you mentioned Chandimal. He's actually done well in India.
Yeah, that's why I made the joke.
But I don't think Karunaratne has had that good a run there. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I have
guess
no
so.
issues with that pick either because, sure, he's a left-hander. You've got two left-handers at the top. But if there's any place where you want both your left-handers to bat, it's probably in the opening slot, right? Because Ashwin comes in later. And Uzi hasn't played a lot in India. He's played 4 test matches, but he's got a ton, and that ton was a 180. Now,
Yeah.
of course, there are multiple ways to look at this. He scored only 333 runs. So you take that 180 out, and there's not much
Yeah.
runs left. But he's still averaging 47.57, and currently he is one of the best openers in Test cricket. So, I mean, it was always going to be tricky. I feel like we weren't particularly spoiled for choice when it came to openers, so he's fine. I'm good with Uzi.
Yeah, just because people might look at Warner. So Warner averages 21, and it's a lot
Yeah.
less when he faces Ashwin. It's not a particularly. I'm trying to think of who the best right-handed opening batter would have even been. It's probably Zach Crawley.
Zach Crawley.
He's got an average of like 33, right? And played some nice innings, but also played some some silly ones. So there's not a lot of choice when it comes to right-handed openers, all things considered. Tom Latham's probably not that far away as well. So there's a couple of guys there that are like you wouldn't really expect them to be on lists like this, but that's where we are.
Basically. And you've got another one, Estelle.
One more for me. All right. So this might potentially be not.
Here
so
we go.
great, but I'm going with Moeen Ali
Let's throw it
as
all in the
maybe the
spanner
second
now.
spinner or a
It's
kind
time.
of batting all-rounder.
No! Moeen has a terrible average in India. He's averaging north of 40 with the ball.
Yeah, but isn't he averaging north of 40 with the bat?
Somewhere around 40. Yeah, I think it's like 39 point something.
Yeah. So Moeen Ali has 18 wickets, including 18 wickets in 6 games. And with the bat, he's averaging 47. So he could be that 5-6 batter and give you some off spin.
He's not going to be your frontline bowler, is he?
But you've gone for another left-hander, and we were trying to limit left-handers in this team.
That's what. That's part of my anger.
The point
is that.
they have made runs against Ashwin, right? If they've made runs in that period, that means they have, compared to the other batters, even the right-handers, they have made runs. So
they have, but we've now got a lot of left-handers in the side. He's always saying, it's an awful lot of left-handers from where we started.
Actually have 3 more left-handers.
Oh wow! Don't give her another turn, Jarrod. Come on, make this easier for us.
All right. I mean, that's just the utter chaos of Estelle being involved in team selection has come out here. Okay.
You could go another seamer.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Is there another seamer? I mean, I'm not completely out on Anderson. I think he's bowled quite well. I think Pat Cummins has bowled quite well actually at times in India as well. So it's probably one of those two, isn't it? I don't think anyone else has 10 wickets from seamers, did it? Oh, wait a bit. Bolt might have bowled. Okay. I didn't really want another seamer at this point. We can't. It's hard now to also, because this is why Estelle is such a pain in the ass, because we also can't pick another off spinner, so we can't really pit Ajbal or Swan at this point, right?
Basically,
you have.
You could play Moeen Ali as your batter, right? With a little bit of spin.
We could make Moeen Ali our 12th man at this point.
But the problem with that, but you've also got Joe Root. So we've got 3 off spinners in the side at the moment. I am tempted to look at someone like Yasir Shah. Not that I think he massively makes this team better, but at least it would be something slightly different. Ajaz Patel is not that far away as well. Really, you've screwed us over here. Has Mitchell Stark done anything? I remember
he hasn't.
smashing him everywhere, didn't he? That's the only one I can remember.
Mitch Stark has a terrible record in India.
And Rabada is about the same as Cummins, but from less games. Was it Morne Morkel? Did he take wickets in a game once? God, I can't take Morne Morkel.
One game.
All right, I will go Pat Cummins
next.
Yeah, because I have seen him bowl well over there, and I think he's a good cricketer in those situations. And I suppose it's out of him and Rabada. I kind of feel like he's more suited to India than Rabada is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like this is in disarray already.
Yeah, so Cummins averages what, 32 with the ball in India?
And he did play on maybe the flattest pitch of it. I think his first test back in India, they flew him over after his 6 years out of the game, and he had to play in oh my god, where is it? Where's Dhoni from?
Ranchi.
Yeah,
Ranchi.
he had to play on Ranchi on a wicket that I'm not sure many bowls would have actually gotten a wicket on. So like he walked over, and then of course he's had to play on a few wickets that have been very, very good for spin bowling as well. So look, I think he's an okay bowler in those conditions. Look, he is what he is. Look, it's not Moeen Ali.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible pick at all. I would have personally gone Jimmy Anderson because, he's played 17 test matches in India. He has the experience, got 44 wickets. So sure, he wasn't like a strike bowler there, but he's like taking his wickets at 30 apiece, which in India is quite decent for a seam bowler. And he could hold up an end, right? And someone else could attack from the other end.
I just think that Cummins can also give you a tiny little bit of batting as well.
Yeah, that's true.
If there is going to be any reverse swing, I know Anderson is better at reverse swing than Cummins is, but Cummins is faster and just has, especially if we're looking 2013 to 2024. I didn't think there was in it though. I think I had both of those probably pretty similar.
All right, so the paces are done then. I think I will pick Yasir Shah, Jarrod, because we need a leg spinner at this point, and he's a fast leg spinner, right? So we know that profile of cricketer could potentially do well in India. He never got to play there, which is tragic. But if you play him in India in his peak, I would be hard-pressed to, or you would have to really convince me that he won't be very successful. Like, he still could be decent. And again, someone who could give us a bit with the bat, right? Like Pat Cummins. So you're kind of extending your batting lineup as well. There is no other leg spin option that really springs to mind, right? So I think that's why... Yeah, I'm going with Yasir Shah.
And then you also have to look at left-arm finger spinners. Like, there aren't many. I mean, Monty, I suppose, is a bit like Swan, is kind of finished by the time India get good. Haraf never really bowled particularly well over there. You're not going to pick O'Keefe or Hartley or Leach or someone like that, I don't think. So, like, I mean, I honestly think that, to be fair, O'Keefe is a genuine shout for this team, which does tell you how much spin has struggled outside of India in the last couple of years. I mean, Jai Surya is probably a better option than him, but that's where we're at. I suppose Shakib.
He hasn't played that all, right?
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, but Shakib too hasn't been like very, very successful, in India, right?
No one has been really successful like that.
Oh my
right?
God! I just had a look at Shakib's record in this period. Right, in India, he's played 3 matches for 6 wickets at 63.
Yeah,
and he's okay.
It is.
Not, I don't think Yasir. As I said, I'm with Yasir Shah ahead of Pat Cummins. I don't think that's a bad shout. I understand it. I mean, it does mean our batting's a little bit weaker than we would want it to be. But that is where we are. It does show you that there's no way we're going to find a team in this that will win.
Well, I mean, it's not a terrible team. What does it look like right now? Because Yasir was in my original perfect 12, and I think we aren't too far off from my original perfect 12. So tell me, what do we have thus far? What do we need?
We have Usman Khawaja, Alistair Cook, Steve Smith, Joe Root. So that's our top 4. Then we have Moeen Ali. I have him at 6. And then I have Pat Cummins, Yasir Shah, Dale Steyn, Nathan Lyon. So bowling's basically done. We need a wicketkeeper and another batter.
So, yeah, right. I don't want to do wicketkeeper because that's the hardest one. So I'm going to leave that to you, of course. Who's next? Is it? Yeah, it is you. Is Estelle done?
Yeah.
No, Estelle's going to pick the 12th.
I picked the 12th man.
Oh, the 12th man, right. So, okay, there are 2 batters, and I'm going to just kill this over here because both of them won't be able to make it to the team, and we won't have any positions left either. One was Mahela, right? He averages 62.8 in India. He's got 628 runs. But there is a 275 in there, and apart from that, it's just 450s. So it's either him or Yunus Khan. And Yunus Khan actually has scored a lot of runs in India. He averages 76.8 over there. Granted that back when he played in India, the pitches were flatter, but Yunus Khan was an exceptional player of spin. Yeah. And he's got 300s, right, in India, including a 267 in Bangalore, I believe, if memory serves me correct. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to fit Yunus in there. Maybe he can bat at 3, and then you can have Root at 4, Smith at 5, or Smith at 4
No,
and
you
Root
put
at
Eunice.
5?
You could put Eunice at 5, couldn't you?
5, yeah.
I suppose so, yeah. Eunice could play that role. But yeah, Mahela has just missed out over here because I was really keen on having him in there as well. But then, of course, you'd want Smith and Joe Root over there as well. So only one of those could make the cut. And I'm done with my picks as well.
Okay, yeah, I've got no problem with Eunice Khan. I think it's, as you said, it's more a fit position of how you actually fit him in, but I've got no issue there. I think that makes sense. Wicket keepers. Wicket keepers is, can I pick Kumar?
No, but there's another one
No.
that you could pick, right? Who was an occasional wicket keeper, but he's done well with the bat in India. Hint,
AB
hint.
de Villiers.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Let's not. Do I have to? I don't want to jump the gun too much. I'm gonna.
I have a strong feeling, Estelle, that Jarrod is about to pick BJ Watling just because he loves BJ Watling. Even though he averages less than 20.
I don't understand the idea of not picking BJ Watling. Quinton de Kock is not going to help us, is he? In this side, BJ Watling, where would he bat? You could bat him ahead of Mo, maybe even, couldn't you? Or you could bat him at 7. And then you've got the de Villiers question. Am I missing anyone else obvious here?
Not really. Rizwan has never played there. Alex Carey, what is his record in India like?
You're not picking Alex here. I think he got dropped in the last time, didn't he? I can't even remember. There's too much cricket.
Wishpikot has like 1 game and 100, right?
What if
was
we
that?
pick Chandimal?
Oh, yeah, you could. He has a good batting record, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or you could leave it for Estelle.
No, I can't do that. I'm trying to work out what Matt Pryor's record was over there.
Oh,
He's not a bad one, is he?
he might have done well over there, actually. I could
You know,
remember some
Bairstow's
good
actually
knocks.
done better than
Yeah.
I thought as well. Okay. I am going to go BJ Watling.
Really? Jarrod, he averages less than 20 in India.
Yeah, but it's BJ Watling. He'll work it out.
Fair enough. This is where Crickpicks
okay,
gets
who would
really
you go ahead of
entertaining.
BJ Watling? I don't want to do AB de Villiers because he didn't keep in that period, I don't think at all, did he? I think he
I
keeps
can't quite
before
remember.
then. I think I'm right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would have
yeah.
gone
right?
Chandimal ahead of BJ Watling, but it's fine. You've already picked him. It's
I
too
don't
late
know.
now.
So the Chandimal thing, I don't feel, and this is not having a go at Chandimal, but I don't feel entirely comfortable about Chandimal being in, again, in based on that. Like Chandimal's got a rich career all the way through. Let me just look at India, see if I'm just wrong. So Bairstow as a keeper, Wade, that's a no, folks, Dickwala. No one's kept there that much, which is the other pain in the butt. The thing is, okay, so let's have a look at the keepers. So Bairstow's kept there 5 times with an average of 44. So you could go Bairstow, right?
Yep.
And Wade has kept there 7 times with an average of 25. So it's not him. Folks has kept there 8 times with an average of 18. Dickwala 5 times with an average of 27. So Watling's only played 3 games there. And made 111 runs in his 6 innings there. Who on this list do I put him behind? I think he's the best wicketkeeper batter of that era, right? Who is a proper wicketkeeper who actually kept all the time. And there's no one on that list unless I want to go with Bairstow. So it's really, for me, if I'm going to be honest, and we're getting rid of Chandimal and we're getting rid of AB de Villiers.
What about Rizwan? Hasn't played there, but he's got a good record.
Yeah, I did think about him. To be honest, I don't mind Sarfraz either, right?
True.
I'm not completely out on any of those players. Let me just have a look at Matt Pryor played 6 games. No, I'm going to go Matt Pryor.
All right. So
I'm
whoever's
changing it to Matt
making
Pryor.
the eventual cut for this, where there are all of those quick answers in that little reel, hopefully they don't put in BJ Watling because they might think that he's your pick.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to do Matt Pryor. Hopefully, it's in the
Okay.
thing. I'm going to go Matt
Yeah.
Pryor. So he finishes around 2014. So there's a bit of an element of the Monty Swan thing again, but his batting average in Asia altogether is around 40. and he plays 6 test matches in India. His last one's 2012, so it's just before this era. But he's played 6 matches over there, and he has 3 half centuries, an average of 49. And I've talked to him about him. I think he felt a lot more comfortable batting in Asia. He spent a lot of time wicket keeping to Mushtaq Ahmed and playing on spinning wickets in Sussex. And I think he would say that is probably one of his biggest strengths in cricket. So I'm going to go Matt Pryor over BJ Watling. But again, it does show you it's not a particularly easy one to be able to do. And there we go.
Yeah, but at least now the math is mathing, right? Pryor makes sense.
Unfortunately, by the time he would have played in India, I think he had no Achilles heel left. Achilles tendon? He had no Achilles left.
As long as he played a test match in the specified era, it's fine.
Then
he
we're
qualifies.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm more than happy with Matt Pryor.
All right, then. Estelle, wrap it up with the 12th man. Probably go for an all-rounder, I would say.
Yeah, but the problem with the all-rounders is, I could look at Ben Stokes, but his batting record is...
You can't look at Ben Stokes because
right?
you picked every left-hander in the world already. So no, you can't look at Ben Stokes.
Also, there are 2 very formidable Australians who... One of them only has ever done well in Test cricket in India, right? Who was a rogue pick for me. And then one of them is currently injured and he could give us another seam bowling option and bowl bouncers. I'm not going to spell it out for you, but those are 2 solid options.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. It's not like... Okay. Okay. You want an all-rounder, right?
I think our team needs an all-rounder at this point because we don't have very many. We just have Moin.
Yeah, but I think maybe if I go with like a Trent Bolt, then you have that option of playing a left armer if you need to. And he doesn't have a terrible record.
Hey, he's got 11 wickets.
Yeah.
He has 10 during that period, right? And Cummins has 11 and we picked him. So
Oh no, that's what I mean. Like that's me.
It's only
over
Anderson
10.
who's kind of By the way, Stokes has 14. So I'll go with Trent Bolt just to give that option of if you need a left armer, then you have that.
Interesting. So I would have definitely gone one of Glenn Maxwell or Cam Green over here. Because Maxwell has scored like 100 in his entire 7-match test career and it came in India, right? It wasn't that Pune test, was it, Jarrod? You were covering that series. You should remember.
Maxwell's 100. That was
was it?
That was on the wicket I was just talking about.
Ranchi. It was Ranchi. Yeah. He doesn't have a lot of wickets though. It's just 7 wickets in 4 test matches. But you know what? I was really excited.
He's another off spinner, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why I felt maybe the most optimal pick over here would have been Cam Green.
When was Callis's last test match?
Ooh, he would have qualified.
I think he does qualify.
He does qualify.
I'm pretty sure. Unless I've got my dates wrong, I think because he didn't play in 13-14 against Australia, but I think he plays against Pakistan just before that.
Yes.
Pakistan and India, maybe.
He plays Pakistan in the UAE in 2013, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
2013 was his last, I think.
I mean, it's interesting where he would fit into this side because I don't think he's better than any of the 3, 4, and 5. But if you have him as an all-rounder, you then also get his bowling, of course. But yes, he's not in that side. I mean, there's probably a few other players, like, because we kind of stolen Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor's not really from this era, right? Like he didn't have much going on in this era. So there's probably, it depends on how you look at it. But yeah, we could have put that in. Anyway, do you want the 12?
But you know what? It kind of does make sense to she picked Trent Bolt, right? So we have an extra seamer. So we didn't really need another seam bowling all-rounder, I suppose. So both Cam Green and Callis would have provided us with that. Green more so with the ball because he could bowl bounces, but also he just scored a ton in India, right? Like, didn't it just happen?
Also, did he? Yeah, I can't remember. He scored a ton in New Zealand. Yeah. There's too much cricket being played. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he has 100 in India.
But
that's what I remember.
My question would have been, about Callis anyway. Is he wasn't bowling by 2013?
Yes.
Okay.
So at least with Cam Green, you would have got some bowling. I was tempted with Stokes. The problem was that once we went Moeen Ali, like I can't fit Stokes in the side, and also because basically we're not going to get any runs out of him. You're almost picking him as a specialist bowler.
Yeah, as a bowler.
Right. And to be honest, he's got some claims to that in India. How many wickets
And
has he in India? He's actually got more than
14.
He cannot play Bumrah though in India, from what we know.
Okay,
can't
how
play-
many players can play Bumrah? That's the question, right?
That is also a very, very good question.
All right, let's
but
go
we've
through
got
our
our
12.
team.
We have Usman Khawaja, Alistair Cook, Steve Smith, Joe Root, Yunus Khan, Matt Pryor, Moeen Ali, Pat Cummins, Yasir Shah, Dale Steyn, Nathan Lyon, Trent Bolt. Remember, this is a team to go to India and be good in. With. And then, so Estelle has Steve Smith, Usman Khawaja, Moeen Ali, and Trent Bolt. I had Joe Root, Nathan Lyon, Pat Cummins, Matt Pryor. And Behram had Alistair Cook, Dale Steyn, Yasir Shah, and Yunus Khan. So unlucky to miss out. Obviously, we talked about Ajmal and Swan, probably Panesar as well, based on the fact that we split Pryor in. Callis, obviously. Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela J. Wardner.
Mahela. I really wanted to fit Mahela somewhere, but there was no room. It was either Yunus or Mahela at one point.
I think Ben Stokes is still unlucky to actually not be in it just for his bowling, if nothing else. I'm not sure there's that many. I mean, we haven't mentioned Kane Williamson once all the way through this, of course. Jason Holder might have been another kind of player that we could have slipped into this side. Trent Bolt's good. I was wondering about Muhammad Amir, as he was kind of someone I had on my longer list as well. So, there's a couple of players there that I thought we could have gone in for. But yeah, we didn't. This is the team we picked, and we're just going to have to live with it. And apologies to everyone for the last 31 minutes of your life.
Also, do let us know who won this.
No, maybe not on this one.
No, I have a very strong feeling I'm going to win this one, right? Because all 4 of my players are quality, and 2 of them, Yasir Shah has never played in India, but Yunus has a spectacular record over there. So
you picked 2 Pakistanis.
You picked 2 Pakistanis.
You're probably not going to win.
winning.
And also, your first pick was Alistair Cook. Like, I'm not sure where your confidence comes from here. I mean, I've got Root, Lyon, Cummins, Matt Pryor at the end, and Estelle has Smith, Khawaja, Moeen Ali. Yeah, she's in trouble too. That's what I mean. I kind of feel like there are no winners from this one. But just remember that Behram made us do this.
Yeah, it was my idea,
Yes.
but it was inspired by Jarrod, one who put it in my head without even knowing it, right? So it's all on him. And let us know who we missed, of course. So we mentioned Cam Green and Glenn Maxwell as well, 2 players I felt really strongly about. So let me know if I was onto something over there. And there may be other players like Ross Taylor. What did he average in India? Like, I don't even remember, right? There were probably other players from that era who could have potentially made it, and we missed. So let us know who they are. And yeah, thanks for watching this one. Have a good day, and that's it from us. Just a quick reminder, of course, you can go to goodareas.co and bookmark that webpage. It can prove to be your one-stop shop for all the work that we do as part of this team, whether it be written content, videos, or podcasts. We'll see you next week on Crickpicks. That's all from today. Goodbye.
If you make any content, Minvo Pro is the tool for you. Take your long format content and cut it and slice it for social media. This AI-inspired weapon will turn your one piece of work into so many clips. Try Minvo.pro now.